Hello, live. How are you guys? Happy Sunday. We made it through the week, and now we're about to start a new week. So welcome, everybody. I want to talk to you guys about company culture. Company culture. Thank you for joining. Hey. I am going to talk about company culture and how it's just not an HR function or HR responsibility. It is the whole team, the leadership team driving a culture. And I'm going to share this to some of my groups. So please bear with me. How are you doing this fine Sunday? I'm sure everyone's getting all their things done and getting ready to prepare themselves for the week. So, I'm about to cook after this. I wanted to go back to my regular program. The last two lives have been basically on the go. So I wanted to just chime in on my regular program and have the full divided attention from you guys. Yes, and when the culture is damaged, it affects everyone. Exactly. So, to your point on that, on culture is damaged and affects everyone. So if it's not coming from the top and people are not leading by example, you kind of get slighted by that, or you feel a certain kind of way because a company is talking about how the culture should be and how you should have mutual trust and respect and all of these great things that the company is envisioning. But if they're not leading by that, then it's really hard to follow them. I mean, you kind of lose respect for the company because they're saying one thing and doing another. So with the company culture, HR can roll it out and put policies and procedures in place and things for the employees. But if the company top wigs, as I want to call them, executives, are not leading by example, it's really hard to have your employees follow something that they don't feel is right, or they're not feeling the trust in the leadership team. So building trust within the employees and leading by example is the right way to do things in a company. Yes, and the higher ups do the exact opposite. Yes. And that's really hard for HR to say, hey, you guys need to be doing this. And then we then discipline employees, but they see the top leadership not leading by example. So it's very hard for us to roll out something that the employees feel that the top leadership is not embodying, if that makes sense to everybody. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in this evening. Please share this if you can. There may be helping somebody in their company culture, and just HR, what they try to do is they cultivate a culture and cultivate an environment that people want to come to work every day. I always have an open door policy so people come in and feel welcome, especially with our onboarding process. I try to make the employee feel very welcome, that they want to feel like they're a part of something. So always getting the engagement up and engaging the employees by giving them training, giving them all the tools that they need to be successful in the working environment. We are at work more than we are at home. And so you definitely want to be able to make sure that your employees are happy. But the culture starts with the top and laying out the vision for the organization. So I just want to make sure that everyone at any company loves when they get up in the morning and loves to go to work, because they embody, the leadership embodies what employees should be mirroring. So if that makes sense to you guys, I just know that some companies, not all companies, but some companies do not lead by example, and they do not embody what an organization is supposed to be doing and helping their employees enhance and grow, and just bringing a good culture to the company. So those organizations just need a strong HR representative that is going to help them with the culture, help them show some good examples of what good looks like, because some companies don't know what good looks like, and just showing them, hey, this is what the leadership team should be doing. This is how communication should flow down. This is what the employees expect of you, and we expect as an organization in order to grow. So thank you again. I just want to thank you guys for joining. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat so I can answer any questions you may have about company culture. But yeah, I really think that company culture is a learned behavior. Some people don't know what good looks like. So we want to, as HR representatives, we want to make sure that they understand their vision and kind of hold them accountable to what they're saying. So in ours is like having candid conversations, building mutual trust and respect, leading by example, having your employees know that they can come and speak to you if they're having any concerns or problems. Having the open door policy, I think, just builds that trust and rapport with the employees. And so that's always good to have that open door policy where employees can come in and share their thoughts, their concerns, and not feel like they're being, shaded or slighted. So what do you think about management tells the employees what goes on in the manager meetings? I think it's a good thing. When we talked about this so many times before in management meetings, what we talk about in management meetings, I think, should flow down because you don't want your employees to, make their own assumptions or their own opinions about what's going on with the company. So managers should flow down information that they can. Now, if it's confidential or top secret, of course, you're not going to be able to pass that on to the employees. But if it's something that should be communicated, that's something your manager should be more than willing to do. And that's just a form of transparency. I think being transparent with your employees just builds that trust and that relationship. And that goes back to saying that, we're at work more than we are at home, and you want to build the trust with your senior leaders and be able to trust them and what their, where they're leading or their business strategy is their vision is to guide the company or where they're going in the organization. So flowing that information down to the employees just gets the buy-in, as I call it. The buy-in from the employees is important because without the buy-in of the employees, they're going to be disengaged. And with them being disengaged, it's not going to allow them to be productive. So you want your employees to be engaged. You want to give them the training. You want to give them the tools that they need in order to do a great job for the organization. And having engaged employees is going to get your numbers up for productivity. So you always want to loop that around when it comes to employees, is engage them, make sure that they have everything that they need, make sure that if they have any questions or concerns, that you have them come to your office, sit down and talk. Sometimes issues that arise in the company are not even company issues or employee issues with other employees. There could be things that are going on at home that are hindering or making the employee not as productive as they should be, or they may be having some concerns with where the company is going or their vision, and they want to just make sure that it aligns with what their own personal growth is and their own personal goals. So thank you for that question, Christine. I hope I answered it. Managers should flow down information to their employees, and that just proves that there's a transparency. But back to company culture. So company culture, I think, is very, very crucial, very important for employees to be engaged, employees to feel that they fit in. They want to feel like they're a part of something. So if they feel isolated or they feel that they're not a part of something, they're going to be disengaged and not believing or trusting in the organization. So you definitely want to keep your employees engaged with the company culture, positive assumptions about what's going on, and just keeping the communication going. So whether that's one-on-ones, whether that's an all-hands meeting where the president speaks to the organization about what's going on, that's sales, strategy, anything good that's going on in the business, how the savings are going, if there's any savings topics, safety issues, things like that, people that the employees want to know. The employees want to know what's going on and with the organization, and the only way to do that is just to have transparency. I think more than anything, the employees want truthful and trustful leaders that they believe in and believe that they have a vision and a strategy, because guess what? When you're clocking in a 9 to 5, you want to make sure that your time is spent wisely with the right organization that is going to be around. You want job security. You want a place where you can go, that you feel that you're needed, that you're wanted, and that you're productive and you're doing something for the organization to move forward. So company culture, the company cannot just rely on HR to move the company forward. It is a team effort. It is effort for everyone to be involved, especially from the top. The top leadership must move the culture, must change things, and must be a change agent for people, for the employees. Renelle, do you think companies should document more of their company culture on social media, rather events and day-to-day? Document their culture on social media? Well, I think so. I mean, a lot of companies do have Facebook ads, and they also are on LinkedIn and stuff like that. And just the company culture, I think, is important to just show people from the outside world what they're kind of doing, having events. What are they doing far as moving their company? What are the new things that they're working on? Google's good with that. Yahoo's good with that. Some other major companies are good with showing their company culture. Also, it's good for careers. Like if somebody's looking to come onto an organization, they can see what type of company it is, what type of people they hire. You can see if there's any diversity within the organization. So I think that's a great idea to put more of the company culture so people can get an idea or a feel for the company. And then also day-to-day inside your organization, that should be highlighted. I know companies that have video monitors and things like that where they put things that are going on within the company, transitions, Kaizen events, things like that, that help the company. So you can just show and highlight what's going on within your company, especially if there's a large organization or a global organization. It's easier to show, like maybe in a newsletter or something like that, that people can actually see what's going on. You can put it on your company website. You can put it on the intranet, where it's just an internal website where people can go on and see what's going on with the organization. So always keeping your employees engaged and up to date with the latest communication, I think, is the best way to keep them motivated, and just refine and keep on refining your company culture, because it's an evolution and change every day. You need to keep up with the times as a company too. What's the latest thing? What's the best thing to do? And then how to just keep your people engaged and not wanting to leave the organization, but actually holding and keeping your employees there and retaining them. Retention is key in any organization, because it costs so much for a company to hire new people within the organization. So you want to keep and retain your employees. And I think by devising a great company culture is one way to keep your employees retained. So I just want to let you guys know that I am on YouTube. If you guys can look up the #1 HR expert on YouTube, please do. Please share this video. I hope it's going to help a few people out there in regards to company culture and just maintaining a great positive environment for your organization. So thank you for being with me this Sunday and participating in the live. If you have any further questions, please leave them below and I will answer them at a later time. But thank you for tuning in this fine Sunday, and you guys have a great and blessed week. Thank you.